I don't even know how to say this with a straight face. You guys are not going to believe how badly wrong this plug actually was. I wish I was making this up. So again, this just came out of the vehicle, right? That's an Autolight plug. Check this out. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Vikings garage, as I am sitting here and basically trying to devise a plan. So I've been tracking the gas mileage on the FJ Cruiser. For obvious reasons, I actually do that, and I'll throw some numbers here on the display. I believe it is a very good tool for you to also see how well your vehicle is running or not, and to keep it in check, basically. So I'm not really familiar with the gas mileage of the FJ Cruisers, but I was always under the impression that it's not that great. But as I'm looking over here, yes, I got a list. I'll turn the camera around for a second. Got a list here of things that I've done, didn't do. Now, of course, because I'm such a busy person, I marked it down as being done, the spark plugs and the PCV valve. But what do you know, I have not had a chance to do that yet. And also, I do want to add that to the mix, that it might not be known to some people, but you might want to write this down. So what I did was I went and checked the manual, which I'll put up on the display here, to see the intervals of a lot of things, including, of course, in this particular case, the spark plugs. And what do you know, spark plugs on the initial years of the FJ Cruiser, and that is only 2007, 2008, and 2009. I am, of course, referring to the US market here, guys. Yeah, spark plugs are supposed to be replaced in these vehicles every 30,000 miles. Now, mind you, I knew that because I work on them, but it's one of those things. It just didn't occur to me. I got busy with life. You know how that goes. And totally forgot that chances are the spark plugs on this vehicle are probably very old. So I'm going to bring you guys along. I want to see how old they are. I am just as clueless about their current condition as you guys are. But here's another cool thing. Today is all about just sharing good products with you guys, as I'm sure a lot of you FJ Cruiser owners and other vehicles that use this type of plastic on the exterior, if you see that versus this, you'll be able to tell that the difference is like night and day. As you can see here, perfect example. I did not hit the mudguard as of yet, but I did the sides. What I did use to accomplish that, I had a whole bunch of products here. It's this guy. So in case you guys are interested, this is definitely, as you just saw, totally worth it. Now, fuel additive, I kind of briefly touched on this. I've always been told this is a good product, but as you guys can see, I'm willing to try new things. Do let me know in the comments down below, guys, what is a very, very good fuel additive that you know works and has been proven with science, because after all, I'm all about stuff that actually does work. That's why I come here and share it with you guys in the first place. And here's this guy. This is where we come into this. So fuel economy we're talking about here. Well, I got news for you guys. This is probably the best. I don't know what this cost. Let's call this $8, probably less. Best $8 you can spend. I'm going to tell you why, and I'll show you some images, because, of course, this particular vehicle took out my mass airflow sensor, and do use the appropriate can. This is obviously me trying to redeem myself, because last time I was not prepared. But as you guys can see, this is the right way of doing that. But the mass airflow sensor on this vehicle was very dirty. Lo and behold, my idle is now normalized. It is where it should be at. And not only that, I am pretty certain that I just made myself a little bit of an improvement with fuel economy. After all, that's what we're trying to accomplish here. Now, mind you, I am pretty certain that once I replace these spark plugs, it'll be like night and day, but I will, of course, report back to you guys. But there you have it. This, my friends, is a must. Because not only am I going to take care of this one, I will then take care of that one. This one, there's really no need. This vehicle only has, I believe, 8,000 miles. But last but not least, one of the cars not even here, which is the RAV4. What is that beach ball doing underneath there? But yeah, one kit, you can treat a whole bunch of cars. And think about it this way. If you are actually indeed saving yourself money and gas, and this is a no-brainer. And I'm telling you, I've already noticed a difference, especially after cleaning the mass airflow. The throttle body, that I already knew, and you're definitely correcting the idle by doing that. But the mass airflow on this vehicle was so dirty, it's insane. But let's go ahead, get these plugs out, and see what is the current condition that they're at. I do want to interrupt this video really quick to give you guys a short message from today's sponsor. Did you know that these FJ Cruisers, all of them from factory, were crippled in a very, very crucial spot? With such an easy website to use, guys, this is a no-brainer. Type in the information for your vehicle and everything is right there at your fingertips. No mistakes made. Boslla is here to help. They design some of the best lighting in the automotive industry, and they are constantly improving so that you have perfect night safety and fun driving experience. And for a limited time only, do not forget to apply the word FATHER at checkout to collect your discount. As you can see here, they come very well packaged with all the instructions that you could possibly need. This is so easy to install. You'll be done in no time. They are very bright, and I must say I am very impressed with these particular ones. Care to see what I mean? Well, check this out. This would be your OEM regular halogen. And there you have it. You can even see unicorns at night. Now, seriously, guys, all joking aside, tell me that you don't see a difference here. It is very clear and very straightforward. Boslla is the way to go. Don't you guys find it annoying when they give you these bottles and you literally got to get tools just to crack this open? I think that's a bit overkill, but aside the point, let's try this one on, and I'll let you guys know how this actually works out. Again, if you have a better option, guys, do drop it in the comments down below. I do want to share the removable, the first one with you guys, because I am pretty certain that we're going to encounter some sort of a smoking gun. Oh my gosh. Yep, that's the problem. You guys see what it says in there? Guys, no Autolight. Denso or NGKs. All day, every day. I guarantee you that gap is not even correct. Not entirely sure how well that picks up on camera, but yeah. This is definitely going to be an improvement. So they had Autolight, double platinum, APP 5245s in this vehicle. Definitely the wrong plug. Let me show you guys what the correct one is. I don't even know how to say this with a straight face. You guys are not going to believe how badly wrong this plug actually was. I wish I was making this up. So again, this just came out of the vehicle, right? That's an Autolight plug. Check this out. Do you see a problem with this picture? I cannot believe this vehicle was actually running the way it was. This is not even the correct length. You guys see what I'm talking about, right? Guys, always, please put the right plugs on the vehicle. This is the one that this vehicle uses. Denso K20HR U11. I'll leave, of course, the number for the NGK one, but wow. Okay then, let's remove the rest of them. This one is too cool not to share with the rest of you. Who else out there is using these fender trim pieces to hold their tools or screws while you work on your FJ Cruiser. Super, super useful. Things like this, guys, just totally get me worked up. But anyhow, better educate than to get aggravated about it, right? You guys see the number K20HR U11. In case you're not certain what plugs to use on your vehicle, this particular one, page 366. There you have it. The part number for the Denso is what we're using. But if you find the NGK on that part number, that is also correct. By the way, the gap that the manufacturer wants is totally different than the plugs I found in my FJ. To redeem myself, I went ahead, took this guy back apart because last time I had the wrong gasket. We went ahead and installed already the new gasket. And for those interested, there's your part number. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one, which is the old one. And we're gonna also use some Q-tips and get this throttle body looking a little better. And there you have it, guys. At the end of the day, you could spend countless hours here to make this perfect. The point is that you clean all the carbon deposits on both ends to ensure that this throttle plate is sealing properly when it's supposed to and sitting where it should be instead of being obstructed by carbon deposits. If I can give you any piece of advice is try not to spray this directly into the throttle body. Always spray it to a rag, and then with the rag clean the throttle body. That is pretty obvious why I'm telling you that. You just do not want to damage any type of electronics that are within the throttle body. Let's go ahead and replace the rest of the plugs and wrap this up. This is entirely too good not to share. Looks to me like a cardinal. I don't know if you guys see him. There he is. I think he's talking to somebody. Really cool. It's definitely a joy and a pleasure to be here. Such a beautiful day. I hope you guys out there are also enjoying this good weather. Quick top tip before I go ahead and replace it. Yes, I am referring to that PCV valve. Do get, again, Toyota. In this particular case, I got Gates. Gates is what makes the Toyota PCV valve, so you're good there. And another top tip, just remove the old hose, make the job easier for yourself. And if you can order this hose, do so, because this is very normal for these particular hoses with the PCV valve. They tend to crack. In my particular case, I have some hose here that I'm basically just gonna trim to the correct dimension. If you care to see what the size is, that is the size. As I was sitting here basically contemplating the progress that we have made with my FJ Cruiser here, and just like with most jobs that I do, I always look over my work and make sure that everything is as it should. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, but it turns out that habit, it always pays off, or I should say every so often, because as you guys will notice in a second here, for the very untrained eye, that might not look like an issue, but that is an issue, guys. And I'll show you guys in a second, or at least I'm going to do the best of my abilities to show you that this is an active fuel leak. Check it out. To do this, we gotta have the engine running. You'll see the second line. Just pay attention to the plastic in the this is not good, guys. That's very dangerous. So I did for a second there, actually, I'm sure you'll see the markings, put one of these clamps. It temporarily stopped it, but when it comes to fuel lines, let's face it, that is not something you want to play around with. So we went ahead, we're going to go ahead, I should say, and replace that line. And of course, the one that's right next to it, because that is how you should do things. I like to replace things in pairs, or if not, every time possible. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this one and that one. Guys, that fuel line sits right next to the exhaust manifold. Do not take this lightly. Please check your fuel lines if you got the same kind of situation. This is not good. I'm gonna go ahead and say this has been going on for a little while, because when you go down to the line, it's kind of clear that something was actually going on here for a little while. But figure I'd share that one with you guys. Let's check on our repair. Now mind you guys, I have only just replaced the one hose, because unfortunately this other one, it's going to require me to remove the intake. So I'm going to go ahead and order the intake gasket so that I can do things properly. But let's take a look and see how we're doing as far as you guys can tell already that things are looking a lot safer now. So yeah, we can go ahead and say that this one is safe to drive again. Again guys, do not take this type of stuff lightly. A leak like this can actually lead to a fire, and goes without saying, that's never ever a good thing. Interesting though, over time I guess these things do get a little bit of play. What can we take from this video? Guys, first and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to thank the guys at Boslla for such a great set of LED headlights. If this is an upgrade that you've been thinking of doing, don't hesitate, man. This is like a night and day, literally, difference at night when I'm driving. Let's face it, halogen bulbs are a thing of the past, and this is the way to go. As far as all the rest that I showed you guys in this video, I think it's very clear that you definitely want to check your spark plugs. By all means, do not feel obligated to get this particular kit. I just thought it was really neat that there's a company out there that packaged them together. And I'm going to read straight out of the box: instant horsepower gain, that's questionable, and MPG in under 20 minutes. It claims that it will increase your miles per gallon, air-fuel ratio is improved, and it will remove harmful deposits, rightfully so. But if there is anything I can say about this, is that there are a lot of products in the market out there that make claims that will help you improve your gas mileage. I have not seen one that is as accurate as this is, because you guys remember I showed you what kind of gas mileage I've been getting on my FJ Cruiser. It's a weird thing that I do, but it helps me in many ways tune the vehicle or see possible incoming faults with it. Well, I'm gonna add the last 2 tanks of gas that I've done, and you be the judge. Now, could it be the spark plugs alone? Possibly. I know this was not the most thorough test, but I gotta say, I don't think the spark plugs alone made that improvement. These guys right here were at play as well. If you have any other tricks or tips, please leave them in the comments section down below. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to subscribe. And of course, it would help me greatly if you smash that like button. And until the next time, I will catch you guys on the next one. Two, we got 2. Check it out. Oh yeah. Who needs a pickup truck nowadays when you can get an FJ Cruiser?